black life. In the last video I asked you, don't listen to nobody but me. Gradually, I'm breaking it down for you. I'm using my own life as an example. If you were listening to my past videos, you'll see that my family, we moved in a neighborhood on the west side of Detroit around 1956. We met with resistance from the white community. Everybody, all the blacks that were in my vicinity went out their way to make sure that their lawns were manicured, to make sure that their house was up to par and their children wasn't acting like savages. That's one thing they did. And it wasn't up until drugs came in the community when people started neglecting their families, their homes, and everything. Now, some people say the 1967 riot was a misfortune for blacks. And those are those boule or those bougie elite blacks who are down with the whitey, who are down with the devil. Because that opened up the door for us to have a mayor that was for the people. And his name was Mayor Coleman Young. But the people wasn't ready. You know, when the Caucasians moved out, the Nation of Islam was flourishing. They had businesses everywhere, and here in Detroit. And downtown was wide open to any blacks who had a business minded. But they wasn't ready for that. It was too quick for them. They started dividing among themselves. And we had a lot of black militant revolutionary groups here to try to keep the neighborhood together. But by the time that Dennis Archer left being mayor, the neighborhood started going down. And by the time Kwame became mayor, he tried to do some of the things that Mayor Coleman Young tried to do. He tried to control the city, but he didn't have the mind power that mayor, because he was too young. And his people, they was just wanting prestige and money. Because they were all, former members of the Shrine of the Black Madonna, so they had the teachers in them, but they started getting a big head, and Whitey pulled them down. Now Kwame doing time like he done murdered somebody. He doing time, that kind of time. They tried to pin a murder on him, and it didn't stick, so they gonna give him time over they gonna give him an excessive amount of time over perjury. So y'all, you know, especially y'all young cats, you know, uh, I can tell that half of y'all are the enemy. Half of y'all are the boule. Because if a cat is talking division amongst his people, he is the enemy. Because look, I heard one guy say that when the slave master appoints another black slave to whip you, that the first one you do is you kill the whipper, you know, the one that's doing whipping you. I disagree. I say you go straight to the big house and cut off the headmaster's, the slave master's head, and then you can get the whipper. Because he ain't nothing but a pawn. When you get rid of him, if you get rid of the whipper, you ain't gonna be able to get to the slave master, because he know you're coming. That's why he got the whipper right there. He wants you to kill him. Your best bet is to try to persuade the whipper to act as a double agent, you know, and, you know, come onto your side, and y'all kill the slave master together. Look at this movie, Drum, with Ken Norton, the former heavyweight champion of the world. Look at Drum, that movie Drum. And you'll see where I'm coming from. But next video, I'm going to go back to when we was fighting motorcycle gangs, back to what really led up to the rebellion, 1967 rebellion. And we're going to talk about my mother, the reason why she got out the Nation of Islam, and her reasoning after that. Black Light.